Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Purdium, and in this video, I want to talk about the journey, the story of Dr. Will Kirby from Big Brother 2 from start to finish.
Every day I walk the fine line between confidence and being cocky. I really am the world's leading authority on fat 70s clothes. I plan by episode 5, there'll be a girl washing my car. My name is Will. I live in Miami Beach.
What do you do?
I'm a doctor. And
What are you, Doogie Howser?
Because they're doctors.
Will is going to be some very tough competition. He has a game plan in his head that's like the gears are just turning and turning and turning and they don't stop.
Will entered the Big Brother 2 house convinced he was the smartest player of the bunch, with a keen, observant eye and a knack for lying to your face and getting away with it. He told the rest of the house on the first day that he was going to lie to them a lot, and that was his game. He was openly and brutally honest about just how dishonest he would be.
you know, I really try to teach everyone the deep, dark, dankest dungeon that I call my own heart.
You don't shake your head, I'm just trying to explain.
And they just won't pay attention. I tell them right to their face, I'm gonna stab you in the back, I'm gonna lie to you. That's what I've been doing, I'm gonna continue to do it. And they look me right in the face and they say, no you won't, we trust you, you're a good guy. And I burn them every time.
Surprisingly, this didn't foster the best relations out of the gate, but did prove to be a valuable MO down the line. Dr. Will formed one of the first alliances in Big Brother history when he buddied up with Mike, Boogie, and Shannon, calling themselves Chilltown, likely because they were chill, and everyone else just had no chill. Fellow house guests Justin and Krista also joined Chilltown more as affiliates, but that didn't last long after Justin held a knife to Krista's neck by week 2 and was expelled from the game right after. The first few weeks of Big Brother 2 were largely defined by Dr. Will, Mike, and Shannon's cliquey gameplay, where they spent a large portion of their time exclusively with just each other. They came across as disruptive and rude, brash, and disrespectful, which caused a reactionary alliance to form called The Other People by virtue of just not being Chilltown. For all of the praise Dr. Will is given by the Big Brother community for his masterful gameplay, it's pretty easy to say that through the first 4 weeks of Big Brother 2, his game left a lot to be desired. He was cheeky and devilishly charming, but most of his charm didn't extend beyond his group. It actually irritated the other house guests and caused him to get nominated for eviction by week 3, the first time someone not in Chilltown or affiliated with it won head of household.
Absolutely nothing personal. And hopefully when this is all over, we can all, if we see each other out, which I certainly hope, that we can all get together and have a couple drinks and a couple laughs about all this stuff. So that's basically it. There's the nominations for this week, and I wish the two of you the luck.
I would say Will's first signs of decent gameplay, at least as far as Big Brother 2 goes, started right here, where he actively encouraged Shannon, his fellow ally, blockmate, and showmance to blow up her game so that he could make it further. They both agreed he stood a better chance to win, but at the same time, he kept his head down while she hurled bombs left and right. Week 4 didn't prove to be any better for Will, however, when his best bud Mike was nominated and was the primary target for eviction by the rest of the house. Will wanted anything but to see Mike go, and he did his best to campaign for him all week, to no avail. Again, because of Chilltown's poor social status through the first third of the season, each of them were put up on the block at one point in time, and they were so disliked by the other people that everyone else agreed Chilltown being exterminated was top priority. Many players such as Hardy and Nicole even swore they weren't playing to win, they were just playing to get Chilltown and Dr. Will out. This decree would prove to be a huge mistake for them down the line.
They're just capable of doing stuff I think that I know I couldn't do to win.
Right.
Funny
So I love, I will love anyway.
They're sucking up to
Nicole.
really,
It's cracking me up.
really sucking up to Nicole. My goal is to bring them down,
Good.
whether I win or not, you know?
That's all I want to see.
During week 4, when Dr. Will realized there was no saving Mike, he changed his tune to a few select ears that I found really unique as far as gameplay goes in the early days of Big Brother strategy. He posited the idea that he would actually benefit from Mike going, because then he would be completely alone, have no allies, and was basically disliked by everyone. I think to most people that sounds pretty backwards, but there's a little bit of genius here that Will starts to employ. He believed his target would become so huge it would make him hidden in plain sight. That is to say, there's no reason to evict him when the next HOH would just nominate him too. He could serve everyone's best interest on a weekly basis.
All right.
What's
You
up?
have pissed the whole house off.
I know. I'm telling you, I'm at the top of the hit list.
I did a whole assessment last night. It's like, okay, Will.
Exactly.
Will.
But if I was head of household, for me, it would probably be eliminating Mike Boogie because he competes with me the most, the most for that spot.
With Mike now evicted, in week 5, Will was nominated again by Hardy alongside Kent. However, Kent blew up at Hardy to a severe degree, which caused Kent to be the clear target for eviction over Will, despite Will being the last remaining member of Chilltown still in the house. While Will was a trickster and a known liar to everyone, he no longer had an alliance to run and therefore was much less threatening to everyone, giving the other people a chance to pick up the terrible social play where Chilltown left off.
Let me ask you a
You
question.
think I don't
You
see all
talk,
this?
now it's my turn to talk.
No, you don't talk to me unless I want to talk to you.
What did I tell you? I said I'm not necessarily playing to win. I'm playing so that other people can win, and that people like you do not win.
Oh, Hardy, you're not planning to win.
Oh, I wanted
You
to thank
expect
you.
people to believe that?
Approximately a week, 2 weeks ago, I thought that there would be a civil war among the smokers. That clearly has happened.
I saved your ass. Oh!
And you have to ask yourself, can anyone take pleasure in watching groups of people get angry at each other and tear each other apart verbally, psychologically, and emotionally? I can, and I sit there and do it every day. I love it. I love to watch them pull each other apart. They're ripping at each other like carnivores. It's like a headhunter fest, and they're all trying to eat each other's brains out.
Likewise, Will began to plant seeds into other house guest heads that would prove to be his biggest and best strategic play for the second half of the season. He made sure everyone knew that he was not liked by anyone, and that because of this, the forming jury would never want to give him the win in the end. He was basically pitching that he was the perfect goat to take to the end, to be led to the slaughter. He had demonstrated awful social play through the first 4 weeks, thus cementing a stigma that could be held against him no matter what happened next. This seed of an idea would grow so deep to ultimately undo much of the other players who found themselves in power in the coming weeks.
I don't feel that Will's a threat anymore because of the fact that in the end, no one will vote for him.
What people are going to start realizing is you got to eliminate the strong people and not the weak.
Right.
And from your perspective, I think it'd be a lot easier for you to be the finals with me, where you would win easily, as opposed to in the finals with, say, Krista, Monica, or Bunky, where it would be right up in the air.
Sure.
In week 6, Nicole won HOH and decided not to target Will, despite her vows prior to make sure she would take down the remains of Chilltown before she ever attempted to win the game. She targeted the only other powerful duo still remaining in the game, Krista and Monica, and was able to form a powerful alliance with Hardy, where the two of them swore to a final 2 to the end. Will went on to evict Krista that week, despite promising earlier in the season that he never would, and he actually felt pretty bad about it. Nonetheless, his vote wouldn't have changed the outcome anyway, as it was 3-0. The final 5 is where Will's endgame takes center stage. Hardy yet again wins HOH, and of course nominates Bunky and Will. Bunky because he was getting on Hardy's nerves and was becoming more and more of a comp beast, and Will because, well...
Not nominating you would be like Christmas without presents.
Kind of like cornflakes without the milk.
Exactly. I think you're a great guy, man. I really had a fantastic time getting to know you this past several weeks, and I've definitely found a lot of commonality between you and I. But again, you're a risk and a potential person who could end this game in a way other than the way I foresee it.
Will had a tumultuous relationship with Nicole up to this point, as she was both annoyed that he was just such a jerk to her. Will, damn it! He used this on-again, off-again relationship in spades when he drilled into her that he was the perfect player to keep around for her game, particularly over Bunky, who was the most likable, well-regarded, friendly guy in the game. He made it known to both her and Hardy that Bunky would win the final vote if given the opportunity. He was building momentum by winning competitions and coming very close to winning an HOH. And most importantly, he was gunning for both Nicole and Hardy, and he would have nominated them if he won HOH at the final 4. And this is where things start to get really juicy. Will promised he would not nominate Nicole and Hardy if he won that Final Four HOH, which meant that all Nicole and Hardy had to worry about was Monica winning HOH. And up to this point, there were no signs that that was happening. Will, cheekily enough, protested to the audience that he was throwing competitions as a strategy to appear weak. Though I think this was more of a case of crafting a narrative for the jury at home watching the episodes to believe that even his shortcomings were a part of a larger strategy, when really he wasn't throwing competitions up to this point, he just merely wasn't winning them.
You have lied to me.
How?
Every time I told you that you threw every competition.
Okay, that I lied about. It certainly is an expensive gamble, you know, as to whether or not I should lose this HOH. I came in purposely trying to lose every single HOH. I've done that, and I'm still here. Think about the HOHs. Anyone who does well in an HOH gets eliminated because they're a strong force.
Regardless of whether he threw them or not, the most important part to take away from this is that he demonstrated clear, say it with me now, jury management by selling a story in the diary room, fully aware of the fact that the jury was not sequestered and was going to be watching the episodes with him front and center. They were going to be watching his diary room confessionals every step of the way. He was the only player of the season not finding himself stuck in these moral conundrums, having the audience rolling their eyes as players wallowed in self-pity over morally righteous, indignant acts of grappling between playing to win and playing to stand for their beliefs. Will knew who he was from day one, and he told everyone exactly that. And then he never deterred from that behavior, instead only adding onto it with layers of ruthless strategy and comedic confessionals, calling out the sanctimonious bullcrap the other house guests presented.
I think the difference between everyone else in the house and myself is that I have claimed to be dishonest and evil and backstabbing from the beginning, and they're all now realizing that that's what they are. It doesn't surprise me at all that he took the money. He's just a, a big liar. He's even a worse liar than me, and the worst part about it is he can't admit it. He stabbed Krista in the back, he stabbed Kent in the back. He started this game saying he was here to play for other people, and now he's here for the money. Nicole is very curious of some of my answers. I think the reason is because she knows the gig is up. She knows that I know that she's evil, so she, at this time, is very happy that she hasn't been discovered yet. But I think, it's creeping out bit by bit, and people are gonna watch the show and realize that she's the reason that every other house guest has been evicted. What it really is a very angry woman.
You know how pissed off I get. What are you thinking?
She has one eye that's a piercing eye. It's used mainly for finding dirty towels on the floor. Also, it's used to find kids who are having a good time and to yell at them. Pick up your towels. No one's allowed to talk. I'm freaking out about everything. Will, don't have any fun. Don't have any fun. Don't have any fun. These arts and crafts are bull. I hate them. I'm not doing them. I'm way too advanced for this. I'm not doing anything.
There is something so understated with what Will did here, and I think that it needs to be talked about more going forward. Like I was saying, Dr. Will made a deal with Hardy and Nicole to not nominate them if he won the Final Four HOH, but what he didn't say was that he had no intent to win that challenge either, instead doing everything in his power to throw that competition to Monica, whereupon she would nominate Hardy and Nicole, and then he would get to cast the deciding vote. Judge, jury, and executioner. And that's exactly what happened.
Think about the ramifications of that. If I'm the only person who votes this week, I can make any secret deal I want with either Hardy or Nicole, sending me into the final two, or I can send whichever one of them home that I want, and I hate them both, so to me, this is the greatest thing that could have happened.
Will blatantly threw the competition and didn't hide this fact either, but he also really just didn't care to hide it at that point. The deed was done. There really were no repercussions. He was still in the game. He was safe until the final three, and he was able to evict one half of a power couple where neither side would vote for him in his ideal final two situation anyway. Come the final three, Will just needed to make sure Monica didn't win the last HOH. While he laughed at the possibility of evicting Nicole, it was clear he never would do that given she was the much less likable player between the two women when it came to the jury. He also made sure Nicole continued to recognize just how easy of a player he would be to beat in the final two, something he'd been saying all season. If she took Monica, it was a guaranteed L, no matter how good she might feel knowing she was evicting Will. However, Will adeptly appealed to Nicole's strategic side, as he had been for weeks, in order to ensure his safety in the event she won the final HOH.
Will already has it in his mind, or is trying to plant it in my mind, who knows the way the great manipulator works, that it's best to take him into the finals with me and me him. Will has played this game the way he came in, consistently evil, but that's what he came in here to do. That was his strategy. Come in here, be evil, be rude, lie,
and win the game.
In the end, she did win the HOH, and she took Will to the final two merely as a game move because she figured she stood a better chance. Will's jury Q&A was fairly on point and in line with who he was. His answers weren't amazing, but then I got the feeling we didn't really see half of what was actually said anyway. He had what many jurors would say was an abysmal final speech and parting words before the jury voted, which I gotta say in regard to that speech, I don't really know where Will came from or was going with it, but nonetheless, it did make for great TV, which is kind of Will's mantra in the end. It also didn't seem to lose him any votes, so maybe the concept that the jury already has their mind made up going into the final vote holds true even in the very first instances.
When we came in this house that first night, it was all smiles. Everyone held up a glass, we put some champagne in it, and we had a toast for the establishment of friendship on a firmer and more lasting basis. Did you all do that? Look around the room. You all need to learn to love each other, and we need to all get along a lot better.
What was the deal with Will's speech?
I was like, who do you think you are?
Will was an egotistical, arrogant man today.
If Will would have just shut his mouth.
He was almost looking down upon us, saying that, you know, you're not here now and what have you.
Will's speech did not sit with me very well.
Will won the game of Big Brother 2 with a 6-3, or with a last minute twist included, 5-2 jury vote, becoming the first winner of this strategic Big Brother game we know and love today. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the overall Big Brother 2 story from start to finish of Dr. Evil, Dr. Delicious, all circuitry and wires, Big Brother 2's Dr. Will Kirby.
At one point we asked the house guests, we asked each of you what you would do with $500,000, and Will, you said jet skis and gold chains for all your friends.
Yeah, I plan on having a good time with it. You know, to me, this show was really fun. I know a lot of people were relying on it for financial freedom, and for me, it was just, you know, a summer. So I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. I'm going to waste it.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's the first of a kind that is very different that I've always kind of wanted to do. I've always wanted to make a video series titled The Story of X, sort of covering individual players in both Big Brother and Survivor. If you did enjoy this kind of video, just let me know down below, and maybe I'll do it again. Give me a recommendation for who you want to see in the future. As always, my name is Pretty. I'm saying thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to throw the HOH comp on your way out, and I will see you in the next one once I ask you this. If you didn't like this video, maybe you don't like reality-based YouTube videos in general. And if you don't like reality-based YouTube videos, maybe you don't like, as the name suggests, reality.
From just outside the Big Brother house, I'm Julie Chen. Good night.
My plan right now, if I last 3 weeks, I'm gonna pull the mask off. People aren't gonna like what they see. Looks gonna look like flesh on the outside. You rip it open and it's just circuitry and wires. They don't even know what's gonna hit them.